Okay, hey Dream Team, I'm just doing a quick training on how to deal with the objection about price on Sol. And to do that, I'm going to show you a real conversation where I dealt with it. So I'm going to share my page. And we have here Peter Jenkins. Hey Peter. And he asked a question about a form of arthritis and whether Sol or core would help. I answered. And this guy here, who I don't know, came on and said, after I recommended Sol for all forms of arthritis, he came on and said, if you're rich. Okay, so clearly he thinks it's expensive and that, you know, it's unaffordable. So nobody really commented on that, but took me. So then I commented and I said, this is my response. So Dennis, interesting perspective. Do you feel you need to be rich to eat food? I ask, because Sol is cheaper than the equivalent amount of food. How about buying a cup of coffee or a packet of cigarettes? Do you need to be rich to do these things? What about owning a smartphone? I think it's about mentality, not money. Okay, so Shemin came on and suggested that that was a great response. And she had her own comment. I remember going to a seminar where some people said buying personal development products were too expensive. And the speaker said, and think about how much it's costing you not working on your inner mindset. It's the same thing I see with anything else that may benefit people. Think how much it's costing you. The rest is left to each individual's imagination. Good comment from Shemin there. So then I added, yeah, this little girl, referring to this little girl here, was born with severe allergies. Then at age 1, after the doctors were unable to do anything, the mum put the little girl on Sol. I can't recall if it was 1 or 2 pouches a day. Maybe she spent about the same as an average smoker spends on cigarettes. That was before I found out how much cigarettes cost. They're more, £7 a packet. Unbelievable. Anyway, I doubt she thinks she spent too much money. And certainly she was not rich. So I've added that. And then I go, make another comment. Because I've got a bit of a thing about this price because it's not expensive for what it is. So I make another comment. Actually, we have a saying here in the UK when we want to say something's cheap. The saying is cheap as chips. Sol is literally cheaper than chips. So the guy comes back and says, wow. I think he's saying wow to what's done on this little girl. So that's the entire conversation of how to deal with price. So I've put some strong arguments forward that any rational person should realize that it is not expensive for what it is. This guy, Dennis Fitzpatrick, he messaged me. This is what he said. Hello, Ethan, I agree with your logic. If it works for what ails you, it's worth the money. I've been reading the testimonials and I've decided to try Sol for my arthritis. I'm going to order 2 boxes so I can take 2 a day for a month. From what I've observed, this last year, you obviously have people's health in your best interest, so I'll take your advice. I'm ordering this for my arthritis because of the testimonials and your commitments to the site. If you want, I'll use your number if you're a distributor. Let me know. Thanks. I live in Canada. So I want you to see this because the direct approach that I use works, and it works over and over and over and over again. I want you to see it. A lot of conversations I have are audio. I can't show you, but this is a text one. Okay, so now in this particular case, I've checked, and this is someone that Rosa added. So I've explained to him that I'm not going to give him my site. I'm going to give him Rosa's. I've given him the Rosa's link. That's Rosa's link right there, and instructions. And I've told him that I'll give him full support. So I don't want you to fear the thing about price. We've got a great product. It's great value. Do not let people push you into this belief that it's expensive. It's not expensive. And when you show it correctly, you can overcome this objection. Okay, when you show the value of the product and compare it to some other things and just put it into some perspective, people that are rational will come around. Okay, so I hope that was helpful. And I hope that you realize that you don't need to fear that objection.